Hello everyone, I am Pankaj and today I am going to introduce a very interesting equation which represents all the conics. So let me write that equation. That equation is nothing but the general equation of second degree. Alright. The equation is ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equals to 0, where this a, h, b, g, f, c are constants. Alright, then this equation represents different curves like pair of straight line, circle, parabola, hyperbola, ellipse, rectangular hyperbola and all these things. So first of all, this represents a pair of a straight line if delta is equals to 0. So now you will ask, what is delta here? So this delta is where this delta is nothing but this determinant AHG, BF and FC. Okay, this is the determinant. Delta is this determinant. If you will break this determinant, okay, if you will expand this determinant, then you will get ABC plus 2FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CH square. Alright, so you must remember all these two things, this expression as well as this. Okay, it is very easy to remember AHG, BF, FC. And after expanding this, you will get this one ABC plus 2FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CH square. Alright, so if this delta is 0, then this equation, this general equation of second degree represents a pair of a straight line. You know, a pair of straight line, like straight lines like this. The second, this equation represents a circle if A is equals to B. A is equals to B means what? Means coefficient of x square is equals to coefficient of y square. Means coefficient of x square and coefficient of y square should be equal to each other, and h is equals to 0. Means in the equation of circle this term is not there. Alright, so this equation represents a circle if a is equals to b and h is equals to 0. And this represents a parabola if, and also remember, if it represents a circle, then certainly delta will not be equals to 0, because if delta is equals to 0, then it will become pair of straight line. Then how can it be a circle? So for circle you should say first condition is delta should not be equals to 0, a should be equals to b and h should be equals to 0. And it represents a parabola if delta is not equals to 0 and h square is equals to ab. Okay, this is the condition. If delta is not equals to 0, this represents this is not going to be a pair of a straight line, and then we move further. So it represents a parabola if delta is not equals to 0 and h square is equals to ab. Okay, this equation represents an ellipse if delta is not equals to 0 and h square is less than ab. And this represents a hyperbola if delta is not equals to 0 and h square is greater than ab. So these are the different conditions in which this equation represents different curves. So please write it down, and thereafter I will ask a question to you. Okay, all right, I hope you all have written this. So let me rub it. You must remember all these conditions. So now my question is, the equation x square plus 2xy plus 3y square plus 8x plus 6y plus 3 is equals to 0 represents condition 1, a pair of a straight line. Option 1, a pair of a straight line. Option 2, circle. Option C, 3, parabola. And option D, none. So how would you do this? I am just giving the hint and thereafter you have to do it. Okay, so what the given equation is? Given equation is x square plus 2xy plus 3y square plus 8x plus 6y plus 3 is equals to 0. You have to compare with the standard form. What was that? Ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equals to 0. Alright, now compare. After comparing these two, you are getting a is equals to 1. After comparing these two, you are getting what? H is equals to 1. After comparing these two, you are getting b is equals to 3. And comparing these two, you are getting what? 2g is equals to 8, which implies g is equals to 4. After comparing these two, you are getting what? 2f is equals to 6, which represents f is equals to 3. And from here, what is there? C is equals to 3. Okay, so now you have all the constants and now you can easily find your delta, which is what? ABC plus 2fgh minus af square minus bg square minus ch square. Okay, now do the calculation. If this delta is going to be 0, if this delta is going to be 0, then this will represent a pair of a straight line. But if this delta is not equals to 0, then you have to see another facts, that whether the coefficient of x square is not equals to coefficient of y square here at this moment. So this is not going to be a circle. Then what about parabola? Is h square is equals to ab? Is h square less than ab? Is h square greater than ab? Okay, so now I can say that you can decide whether this equation represents which curve. Okay, so I hope you can do this question and you will get the right answer. Okay, so all the best. We will meet in the next video lecture. Bye.